We want more for ourselves this year, and in order for us to achieve the things that we want, we have to do things differently. Like, expecting you to be okay or to get over it, to never feel sad, is only going to make you worse. Hi my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Martina Gordeen. If you are tuning in for the very first time, I just want to say a big hello and a big thank you for joining. And if you are an old subscriber, I don't even want to call you old, but like if you've been here for a while, I just want to say thank you so much, because we've been MIA and I know it's embarrassing. But today we're going to talk about starting again and setting boundaries. Two things that I'm going to make sure that I do in this next year of my life, because we've actually just turned 25. Not just, we've been 25 for just under a month, and it's been exciting, insightful, but it has also been like incredibly ghetto. So, you know, we need to do something about it. This week in particular is 2 years since my nan passed away. I think her anniversary will actually be on Saturday the 25th of February. And I've kind of decided in my reflective phase that I'm going to use my nan's anniversary week as my time to come back to the internet, to fall back in love with the things that I used to do, to essentially start again, because I've been considering doing this for a while but have never really got around to doing so. I've had conversations with people and it just never really like happened, whether it was because like I personally didn't feel like it was the right time, or they didn't necessarily feel like the content that I was looking to put out was the right kind of content, or maybe that I wasn't necessarily in the right mental place, which at points was actually like incredibly true. I just haven't done it. However, we are 25 and we want more for ourselves this year, and in order for us to achieve the things that we want, we have to do things differently. Like, if you want different, you got to move different. It's like you can't be sitting at home all the time doing the same things and be like, like, why is nobody helping me, or like, why am I not getting anywhere, or like, I don't have the answer to that question just yet. Like, what do I do? Something different, babe. So I have wanted to be a content creator since I was 14, 15. I'm 25 now, like I said, so it's been like 10 years and I've never actually really been consistent at it. So we are going to use the next 12 weeks to do that. We're going to set a 12-week goal, similar to like the 12-week year. If you come across, or if you've watched someone called Montelby, then you definitely know what the 12-week year is. But she's got a template, use it, I'd highly recommend. But over the next 12 weeks, my goal is to try and hit 2k subscribers or followers on all of my platforms at a minimum. And I'm trying to set boundaries between myself and with other people that mean that like I'm able to actually achieve those goals. And goals are a bit like smaller than that, or like bigger than that, and different to that. So like I also want to go on holiday. Like, I'm really determined to like kind of like, not determined to fall in love, but I feel like this year I need to get off the streets. Like, the streets is ghetto. I have no business being here. Like, I'm just ready to fall in love with someone's son. And I think I talk to my mum about it sometimes. I'm joking. Like, I joke about my mum, joke about it with my mum sometimes. But anyways, I'm just kind of at a point where I just really want different. I want more for myself. Like, I don't want to sit here and be sad anymore. Like, I even have, for example, this little space here is like my desk, which I've decided that, you know what, like, based on the goals that I have, there's no reason there for me to be continuously working from my bed, because my bed screams comfort. And we're not trying to be comfortable, we're trying to make money. Like, we have a big money goal. Like, I just cannot afford to be sad. And even if I wanted to, I feel like my nan is sick of watching me cry because she's not here. And I know, like, I was speaking to someone the other day and they were just like, you know what, like, based on what you've told me, like, the type of person that she was to you, there's no reason as to why you should expect to be over it. If anything, you should come to terms with the fact that you're never actually going to be over like losing her. You just need to come to terms with your new normal and figure out what that looks like, because expecting you to be okay or to get over it, to never feel sad, is only going to make you worse. I think sometimes we put ourselves in situations in which like we expect ourselves to be okay, and when we're not okay, or when we're not over situations, we get mad at ourselves for being like upset. And it's like, if you just didn't expect yourself to be over it by now, then maybe the situation wouldn't be as dark and as like annoying as it currently is to you. Like, maybe if you actually gave yourself the grace that you needed and that you give to other people so freely, you'd be like much further along. And I think I really needed some times in which like I just did nothing, but I didn't give myself that, nor did I really feel like it was given to me by other people. But at the very bare minimum, I didn't give that to myself, and I think that's the problem. like continually feeling like I had to be of service to other people when I just needed to be of service to myself, kind of put me in a position where like I've really struggled. And I think when I speak to my therapist, they've actually suggested that I actually stop being of service to people for a period of time. I give myself 3 weeks or like a month to just do whatever it is that I want to do. And for me, it is YouTube. We have a lot of things coming. I want to bring my podcast back. I want to be consistent on YouTube. I want to grow my agency. I'm hopefully launching something, God willing, amazing this year. I'm just ready to kind of just like commit to being the version of me that my gran like saw. And even if I don't necessarily stick to YouTube forever, I know that this is something that she was proud of me doing. I know she really liked the fact that I did content, and she was, even if she didn't necessarily like it, like she was, I feel like is the wrong word, she was incredibly supportive of anything that I did, especially like my creative career. There are just things that like my nan was for me that I haven't necessarily had. Like I'm not gonna call her my chef, but like I haven't had someone to cook for me, which means that when I haven't been bothered to cook, I haven't cooked, which means that like I've lost an incredible amount of weight. Like if I show you what I looked like when my grandma passed away, or even like a picture of me a year ago today to what I look like now, completely different. From December to now, I've lost like 10 kg. It's nothing to be proud of, but I think for me, I'm learning to be kinder to myself, and also like leaning on the people that have said that, hey Martina, you can actually lean on me, because I don't know why I don't do that. Like, why don't you do that, Martina? I feel like this video is all over the place. The thing that really has kind of made me want to like set boundaries and like put me first, and to actually think about what it is that I want to do with my life, is that in November I actually, was it November? In October, at the end of October, I fainted. I fainted in the middle of the night in the kitchen. I was just kind of like, oh, luckily I have an Apple Watch, but I remember watching my heart rate decrease, like, and I think it went from like 100 to like 60 something in like a matter of seconds, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? We went to A&E the next day, and after spending 8 hours in A&E, we were told that there actually wasn't anything wrong with us. Our body is completely fine. It's just that we are stressed. And I think for me that put a lot of things into perspective, because I remember sitting there and speaking to the doctor and being like, whoa, I was actually hoping you'd tell me that there was a problem, because not that I need a problem, but like the whole idea of the reason why you fainted is because you've essentially been so stressed, or that you've overworked yourself, or you've neglected yourself to the point where your body's actually forcing you to stop. I think that was quite disappointing. I think that was quite hurtful, if I'm being honest. And I think I just kind of expected more from myself. I didn't expect myself to be the person that didn't take care of herself to that extent. Like, I didn't see fainting in my future. But I think after that I decided to take the whole of November off. I didn't really work, didn't really do much with my business, didn't really speak to many people, didn't really go out of my way for anything. I just didn't have much to give. December was Christmas, our second Christmas without my grandma, first Christmas in the UK, because our first Christmas without her, we actually went to Portugal, because we weren't doing that. I lost the vlog footage, so I'm so sorry, because we actually vlogged that trip, and I wanted to put it up over Christmas, because, you know, like, better late than never, but I can't find the memory cards. I think fainting kind of really put things into perspective, and then I think we come into this year, and now that we've turned 25, it's like, you're a quarter of a century old. Do you not want to kind of experience a world in which like you actually do the things that you said you were going to do? Like, what would life actually look like if you actually became like a content creator, if you actually grew a business that made a difference, if you actually committed to TikTok, if you actually went out of your way and like spoke to men that were like sensible? Because, you know, like, you don't want to be single forever. Like, how can you hate getting moved to and then want to end up in a relationship? Like, Martina, please make it make sense. So yeah, I think I have a few goals this year. I feel like everyone wants to meet their husband this year. Everyone feels like they're going to meet their husband this year. I feel like love is definitely in the air, and I don't mind sniffing it. I'm not opposed to it. I want to make loads of money. I want to travel. I want to enjoy my friends. Like, I just want to enjoy life, because I genuinely haven't enjoyed life. I haven't taken pictures of myself in a long time. I haven't even created content, like even something as simple as TikTok. Let me tell you something, losing a job, losing a nan, losing like change in life, and especially like, for example, I now live alone. Let me tell you something, there are so many bills to pay. There's always something to pay, there is always a dish to wash, there is always something to do. And I think trying to navigate all of that whilst also being an older sibling, whilst also at some points being someone's partner, and being a friend, and being a daughter, and being a person to yourself, I couldn't. YouTube just didn't make sense for me. But I think now I'm at a point where like I understand what my needs are, I know what I want from life, and I know what I have to do to get. And I think I'm also getting comfortable with potentially being the bad person in situations, the villain, the one that people think isn't as nice because she doesn't just do as you've asked, and you know, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm here to stay, like actually here to stay. And I know this was supposed to, like, this wasn't like a how-to or a, it also wasn't like a life update. I just wanted to talk about like starting again and like setting boundaries, because those are things that like I'm trying to like do. Like I'm definitely starting again, and like me coming back and deciding that I'm going to do this twice a week, when I don't think I've ever actually really done twice a week on YouTube. I'm proud of myself. So we're gonna go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Why did we do that? Yeah, I'll see you in my next video.